People ignore the fact that the breeders are taking gambles. You have to take care of your breeders. That's the backbone of this industry. I need to provide for the breeder the best investment program I can. Share the upside. I've had a lot of people tell me they were glad they did it. You have people here, they have a farm and they need to sell their foals and they need to have a chance of making money. I'm proud of what's happened here. I think that we're just in the beginning stages. I'm excited really about the future.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's take a look at the field for Thursday's Spa Baby race. We kick off the Empire 6 with race number 5, going 6.5 furlongs. This is a New York-bred maiden special weight for 2-year-olds. I think there's a lot of quality in this field, Nicole. It is a field full of first-time starters. We're going to do our best to give our friends at home as much information as possible. But as always, we urge them to watch the board and get a look at them in the paddock.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, I'm sure going to be watching in the paddock because there are a lot of horses in here by some of this year's freshman sires. I keep talking about this class. It's such a good, deep class. A lot of these young stallions got outstanding books of mares and are off. We've got a few in here represented that are off to a hot start. So I'm really going to be looking at these horses closely.
And one of the first crop stallions stands at our friends at Spendthrift Farm. That's Wicked Strong. And we'll start off with Wicked Strong's colt. That is the number 1, Forever Wicked, a $6,000 purchase in May, breezed a furlong in 11. This dam was a stakes winner going long on the dirt, and she has been very productive. She has foaled 7 winners from 8 runners. Let's talk a little bit about Wicked Strong. He has 2 debut winners this year. Do you think maybe the Wicked Strongs are just going to need a little bit of time to develop? He'd like to go a distance of ground.
Yeah, and I certainly that might be why, he hasn't had more debut winners off the bat. I do think that some of his runners have been able to tap into the precocity of the sire line he comes from. His grandsire is Danzig. Of course, we know him as the sire of good juvenile sires such as Warfront. It surprised me when Wicked Strong had those debut winners back in April earlier this year. I really thought they would take more time to develop. So I said, well, that must be the Danzig and him coming out. But overall, yes, I do expect these to be horses who develop with experience and who develop with distance as he did. He really came on as a 3-year-old and then as an older horse.
The number 2 is Get a Load of Lucky, and there's some speed in this pedigree. The sire, Girolamo, was a crack sprinter in his day. The dam was sprint placed. The second dam was a multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter named Lucky Livy, who earned a 101 Beyer speed figure sprinting on the dirt. Get a Load of Lucky wasn't very well regarded when he went through the auction ring twice, a $1,000 buyback as a short yearling, a $7,000 yearling. But again, there is some speed in this pedigree. Danny Gargan is having a very nice meet at Saratoga.
He really is, with runners like Pax and others. And Girolamo is very interesting. He's sort of that rare son of AP Indy that did his best work at shorter distances. But that being said, I really think, he can throw them kind of either way. They can go short. They could tap into that sire line and go long. With a lot of speed in the female family, I think this will be one of the ones that likes going shorter.
Number 3 is Tis the Law, and Tis the Law's first crop stallion, Constitution, has just been red hot. Not only siring 5 debut winners so far, but a couple of graded stakes winners. The Constitutions have been so exciting. This horse is a half to Awestruck, who's a multiple stakes placed runner on dirt. Tis the Law sold for $110,000 as a yearling. There is some routability on the bottom of this pedigree. The dam was a graded stakes winner going long on the turf. She's a full to a graded winner named Fury Capcori. Barclay Tag can win with these horses once in a while, however, and it looks like that July 27th workout out of the gate went with an older filly named Brucia La Terra. Tis the Law is interesting. I mean, right now, it's tough to throw any of these Constitutions out.
Yeah, I think so as well. He's just off to a phenomenal start to his career. He's another one of those stallions who had, a lot of brilliance that he could carry a distance, winning the Florida Derby in just his 3rd career start, winning the Don Handicap in brilliant fashion. I do expect them to be able to go longer, but right now he's just off to a flying start to his stud career. You mentioned By Your Side, winner of the Stanford and headed for the hopeful. He's got that undefeated filly on the West Coast, Amalfi Sunrise. He's just red hot right now, and 'Tis the Law with some hot works, a couple of bullet works here on the tab.
There are a lot of first crop stallions in this race, and perhaps the sire of the number 4, Perpetuate, Distorted Humor, a long-time quality stallion, is going to show these whippersnappers a thing or two. Perpetuate was a $290,000 buyback as a yearling. Distorted Humor wins 17% with juvenile debut runners. This dam's a Have to Miss a Sella, a graded stakes winner. Sir Cherokee, a graded stakes winner. Just a ton of class on the bottom of the pedigree. Distorted Humor can get you any kind of horse. I'm really interested in this. Perpetuate.
You know, I'm very interested as well, but I sort of look at his pedigree and all the class in it, Distorted Humor over Empire Maker. I look at, not a lot of published works, and I look at trainer Michael Stidham, and I wonder if this one is here for the experience and will move forward down the line. This one especially might want a little bit more distance, but I think, on paper, this looks like a very classy horse who we might want to circle for down the line.
The 5 is Disco Dino, a $36,000 yearling by Verrazano, who has struggled with his 2-year-old first-time stars. Very surprising. 1 for 68. The dam has a winner. This is the family of B, a Scout, grade 1 placed, also the dam of a grade 1 winner. We do see some bullet workouts at Finger Lakes. This barn occasionally pops at a price at Saratoga. I think this is your classic watch the board special.
I think so a little bit as well. Disco Dino with those sharp works. Sometimes these Finger Lakes shippers offer quite a bit of value. Some of those trainers out there really know how to spot these horses. I think if Disco Dino offers you some value, he might be worth a shot. But that being said, Verrazano by More Than Ready, you might expect him to be a little bit better with his 2-year-olds. But Verrazano came on as a 3-year-old himself, needed a little bit of time and maturity to get going. And some of his offspring have proven the same way. Some of them are really starting to light up as 3-year-olds.
Brilliant Brooks should be a strong contender in here for the Jeremiah Engelhardt barn. This is a son of Candy Ride, who sold for $250,000 as a yearling. The dam won 3 times on the turf, but the 3rd dam, multiple stakes winner Mine Tonight, was certainly capable on the main track. This horse has been breezing at Saratoga since late May, should have a good foundation. This horse would not be a surprise at all.
Yeah, and I like that foundation. We mentioned 1 or 2 horses in here don't have as many works. That's not the case for Brilliant Brooks, who should be very fit for his debut. And I think it's a good sign that they've got Jose Ortiz aboard on debut.
The 7 Dream Bigger is a Rapoli stable owned colt by Mission Impassable. And Mission Impassable does very well with 2-year-olds in New York. Mission Impassable is a 16% juvenile debut stallion. This dam has already foaled a stakes place dirt sprinter named Downtown at Noon. This horse has sold up in each and every sale. $205,000 purchase in April after breezing a furlong in 10-1. The dam was a juvenile sprint winner. And I think it's notable that Rudy Rodriguez reaches out to Johnny Velasquez here. I have a feeling this colt is live as well.
Yeah, and I think this one is well meant when you look at, the connections and their intent. You mentioned Rudy Rodriguez picking up Johnny Velasquez on debut. Mike Rapoli would love to win at Saratoga. This horse coming off his solid work on August 3rd. He's probably well meant. And you mentioned Mission Impossible, another breakout young stallion in New York in recent years, who in his freshman year not only factored on, not only led the New York freshman list, but factored on the national list and the New York general 2-year-old list. A really solid stallion with his debut starters.
Completing the field is the 8, Dangerous Edge, from the first crop of Competitive Edge. And we expected the Competitive Edges to be quick. He has not disappointed thus far. He already has 4 debut winners. Dangerous Edge sold for $150,000 in March after breezing a furlong in 10-2. The dam won 3 sprint races. Dangerous Edge, another horse with a nice foundation. I really like to see these 5 furlong workouts leading up to a debut at an elongated sprint distance.
Definitely. And, Competitive Edge, it's very interesting to me. I think he's been overshadowed a little bit in this freshman class, and that's only because he stands at Ashford alongside Triple Crown winner American Pharoah. So of course you're going to be overshadowed a little bit. But he was a Grade 1 winning 2-year-old himself, a multiple graded winner around one turn as a 3-year-old. And yeah, no surprise that these horses have come out running for him.
What's a bit of a surprise to me is this formulator fact for trainer George Weaver. Over the past 4 years, 2-year-old debut runners on dirt in New York bred maiden special weight races, 5 for 13 and a humongous return on investment of $8.15. So Weaver can get a horse to fire first time out. Okay, we kick off the Empire 6 with Thursday's Spa Baby race presented by our friends at Spendthrift Farm. Nicole, who do you like?
You know, I think you might get a little bit of value with Dream Bigger, who I think is very well meant. That one will factor prominently in my play here, along with Tis the Law, who's coming off, some very sharp works for Barclay Tag, and who is by that red hot freshman siren Constitution. I just can't not use that horse right now, the way these horses are running.
I think the strength of this race is to the outside. I like Dangerous Edge in this race. I'm a huge fan of Competitive Edge. I like that formulator fact. I like the 5 furlong workouts. I'm also going to use the 7 Dream Bigger and the 6 Brilliant Brooks for all the reasons you mentioned. It just looks like Dream Bigger is well meant for this race with Johnny V aboard. Mission Impassable, very good debut stallion. And the way these Engelhart first-time starters are running, I don't want to discount the $250,000 yearling Brilliant Brooks. I'm going 8-6-7 to kick off the Empire 6 on Thursday. It's our Thursday Spa Baby race presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm.